Hello and welcome to Koa. My name is Rihanna and welcome back to the Meditate and Relax series. Today we're going to be doing a nice deep stretch. So setting yourself up, making sure that you have a mat on the floor, and then also I've got a couple of props today if you have access to them. If not, don't worry. I have a yoga block. You can also use a yoga bolster, even a foam roller works well for what we're going to use it for. It could be a book, it can be a rolled up blanket. You'll see what we need it for when we get there. And then I've also got a TheraBand. This could alternatively be a yoga strap, a loop band, or nothing at all, and you can just use your hands, no worries. Just listen to your body throughout. Don't overstretch, don't over push it. Breathe through rather than just forcing yourself into the positions. We're going to get straight into it. So coming to the center of your mat, starting with your feet directly under your hips, soft bending the knees and dropping the tailbone towards the floor. A little roll of those shoulders, and we're going to take 2 deep breaths to start. Big inhale, big exhale, deep breath in, big sigh out. Interlace those hands in front of you, soft bend of the knees. I'm going to show you a side view. Scoop the belly button, tuck the tailbone, reach those arms nice and long. Drop the ears in line with those arms. Pull that belly away, pull those hands away. Inhale here. And exhale, release those hands. Interlace your hands behind you, open out through the chest, lift the eye line, pull those arms away, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale. And exhale, release. Interlace those hands, turn the palms to face the sky. Allow the shoulders to come up towards those ears. Grow taller. Find space between each vertebrae. Inhale, push the sky away. And exhale, release the arms. And give yourself a little shake out. Coming to the top edge of your mat. Again, feet directly under hips. Soft bend the knees, toes facing forward. Drop the tailbone towards the floor. Tuck the chin to the chest. And start to roll down through the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae, articulating your way down. Allow the crown of the head to feel nice and heavy so the blood can rush down to the head. Allow the spine to decompress. Inhale here. Exhale, soft bend of the knees, rolling up. Take your time. Articulating through, restacking that spine all the way to the top with a little shoulder roll. One more roll down, we hold it down there. Drop the chin to the chest, rolling down bone by bone. Really try and visualize each vertebrae falling off. Hanging at the bottom, allow the arms to feel heavy. Inhale, bending the knees. Exhale, stamp those legs nice and long, pressing into the backs of those knees. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stretching the legs out as much as you can. Allow the head to stay heavy. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Let's go for one more here. Inhale, bending. Exhale, lengthening. Soft bend of the knees, take the weight into your hands and start to walk those feet back to your 4-point kneel position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, untuck the toes, relax the calves. Moving through our cat to cow. Inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, drop the head, drop the tailbone, scoop the belly, press away from the floor. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, open out through the chest. Exhale, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Separate the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, drop the head, drop the tailbone, scoop the belly. One more of these. Lengthening out to a lovely long spine. We're going to take a couple of wags. You're going to bring your hip up towards your nose, looking towards that hip, and then swapping sides. Like a little dog wagging its tail, just trying to find its tail, keeping the spine parallel with the floor as we do so. You can either continue with your cat to cow or these wags, or you can start to take your head in one direction and the body in the other, creating nice big circles. Finding the coordination. It can feel a bit funny. If you have got the coordination, try and change direction. If not, just having a good wiggle, anything that feels nice. Pushing away from the floor. Last 2 here. And 1. Lengthen out to a nice long spine. Moving into thread of the needle. Inhale, lift your left hand up towards the sky. Exhale, threading through. You can either stop on your forearm or drop all the way down, resting on ear and shoulder. Option to then reach the right hand up towards the sky or tuck the right hand in towards your left hip. Bringing that top shoulder back. Can you look up towards the sky? Inhale here. Exhale, increase rotation. Keep hips high, keep calves and ankles relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, find a little bit more. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, slowly unravel yourself back to neutral to find that 4.0 second side. Inhale, reaching the right hand up. Exhale, thread the needle. Dropping down onto forearm or shoulder and ear, keep hips high. You can stay or reach the left hand up towards the sky, or tuck it in towards your right hip. Opening out through that top shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, increase rotation, pull that shoulder back. Inhale. Exhale, find more through the spine. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, unravel back to your 4.0. Lengthening through the spine. From here, start by stepping forward with your left foot. Coming up with hands on hips. Now here you have your block, your bolster. If you do wish to just place it next to you to rest your hand on for stability, please do so. If you're okay here and want a little bit more, that front leg's going to step even further forward. You're going to think about tucking your tailbone under and pushing to the top edge of your mat, making sure your knee stops over your ankle and it's not too far forward. You can stay here with hands on the hips or towards the floor. If you wish, reach the hands overhead, open out through the belly and chest, lift the eye line. Try not to drop and sink into the lower spine, lifting up and out of it. Pressing and opening out through this right hip flexor. Breathing in, breathing out, pushing those hips forward just that little bit more. Inhale here. And exhale, place those hands next to you. Pull those hips back. Lengthening through the front leg, pull the toes towards you and push through the heel. Think about sticking the tailbone out, opening out through the belly and the chest. Belly button drawing towards the thigh. Pulling out through the crown of the head. You should feel a nice deep stretch through the back of that left leg. Keep that breath going. Inhale and exhale, softening into the stretch. Releasing, giving into it. Breathing in. As you breathe out, press the front toes into the floor, tuck your back toes, let your hands help you. We're going to push our way up into a triangle stretch. If you need to keep both knees bent for this, please do so. But really think about dropping the crown of the head towards the floor. That's just going to add a little bit more weight there. You can go for a little bend and stretch through these legs if that feels nice. Or you can hold the length, maybe go for a wiggle of those hips. Anything that feels good for your body. Any muscles you find that need to be stretched out more than others. Keeping a little bit of weight in your hands the whole time. Breathing in. As you breathe out, take the weight in your hands, bending that front leg, placing the knee on the floor. You can either stay with your leg in parallel or you can go for an inward rotation. So we're coming into our pigeon pose. Shuffle back with the right leg. Try not to crunch the spine, so try not to lift up too much here. Think about pulling out through the crown of the head. If you're comfortable to do so, resting down on those forearms, or you can always go for stacked hands, resting down there. Just keep lengthening through the neck, shoulders away from ears. The idea that your right hip bone is coming towards the floor. You're going to feel a nice opening through the left hip here. Just taking a couple of breaths, feeling nice and heavy, relaxing through the long leg. Being very careful of that front knee. If it is feeling a bit niggly, just coming straight out of it. You've always got the parallel option, or coming back to child's pose to rest whenever you need to. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, taking the weight in towards your hands and slowly pushing yourself back to a 4.0. Taking a little shake out, we're going to do that all on the second side. So stepping forward with your right foot this time, coming up with hands on hips. You do have blocks or bolsters there if you need them. You're more than welcome to stay here with just a little tuck under the tailbone, or you can step that right foot further forward, knee over ankle, tucking the tailbone, opening out through the left hip. You can stay reaching towards the floor or raising the hands overhead, opening out through belly and chest, lifting the eye line, pushing into those hips. Really find that opening out through the hip flexor. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, take those hands next to you, pull those hips behind you, flex the toes towards you, lengthen out through the spine, stick that tailbone out, belly button to thigh, opening out through the collarbones. And keep breathing. Inhale, creating space to exhale, just releasing. Really imagine Wherever you feel it, the calf, the hamstring, breathing into that space, and then just imagine that muscle just completely softening. Inhale here. Exhale as you press the front toes into the floor, tuck the back toes, lift the hips, finding your triangle pose, either going for that bend and stretch into it. You can hold the length and wiggle through those hips, or you can just stay nice and still. Allow the crown of the head to feel heavy, gradually taking less and less weight out of those hands. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, take the weight into your hands, bend the front leg down so we're in like almost a parallel pigeon pose. And then you're going to rotate the leg in, if that's okay, on your knee, shuffling the left leg back behind you. Option to come down onto your forearms or stack those hands, resting the forehead down. This time, the left hip bone's coming towards the floor, so we're really opening out through the right glute. Also, you'll probably feel it through the front of the left hip, sorry. Lengthening through the spine, shoulders away from ears. Deep, deep breaths. Let it all go. 2 more breaths here. Last one. When you're ready, pressing into those hands, pushing yourself back to your 4-point kneel. Knees apart, toes together, and then slide down into your child's pose, resting the sitting bones towards your heels, reaching the arms long, dropping the forehead towards the floor. So we're opening out underneath the armpit, lengthening through the spine as much as possible. Allow the rib cage to flare a little bit here. Feeling nice and grounded. You're more than welcome to stay, or you can walk your hands slightly over towards the left-hand side, stucking your right on top of your left, and then draw your forehead back down towards the floor. Breathing in. As you breathe out, walk your hands over to the right-hand side, stacking left on top of right, and draw the forehead back towards the floor. Breathing in. And breathing out, coming back to center. Scoop the belly, tuck the tailbone, and rolling up through the spine. Turn yourself over to a seated position. So this, you can use your block or bolster or something if you wish just to sit on it. So we're just gonna lift those sitting bones off the floor so we get a little bit more space in these hips if you do tend to grip in them. Ideally sitting cross-legged. If you do wish to extend your legs out to the front or to the side, you are more than welcome to do so. Rolling those shoulders back, grounding through the sitting bones, lengthening through the spine. Reaching the arms out towards the side, inhale here. Exhale as that right hand comes up and over, pressing into the left. You can either come down onto that elbow if you wish to do so. Just make sure the sitting bones stay connected to the floor. From here, dropping that top shoulder towards the floor, leveling off those shoulders parallel, picking up the belly button, keep reaching through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale to move, open out through the top shoulder. Look up towards the sky, opening up through the chest and the armpit. Inhale. Exhale, draw that top shoulder forward, pick up the belly button. A lovely stretch through the right side of that back. Inhale. Exhale, opening out, lift the eye line, pulling back. Breathing in and breathe out, dropping that top shoulder forward, picking up the belly button. Last one here, inhale. Exhale to move, draw that arm back, reach those fingertips. Breathing in. As you breathe out, return to neutral, reach those hands all the way up and over. Continue going to the second side. We're going to do that all on the second side. So find your neutral here, reach those fingertips, breathing in. Breathe out, dropping that top shoulder forward, picking up the belly button, shoulders parallel with the floor. Inhale. Exhale, draw that top shoulder back, look up towards the sky, reach that arm nice and long. Breathing in. And breathe out, draw the top shoulder forward, pick up the belly button, reach the arm. Inhale. Exhale to move. Lift the eye line. Breathe in. Breathe out, stretching through the left side of the back. Inhale. And exhale, opening up. Returning to your neutral, reach those arms all the way up and over. For this next one, if you wish, you can just remove your block or bolster or blanket. Inhale, raising both hands overhead. Exhale. exhale, you're going to reach forward. Wiggle those fingertips as far as you can forward, sticking the tailbone out behind you, keeping the spine as long as you can. Once you've got as far as you can get, scoop the belly, drop the head, and wiggle those hands a little bit more. Breathing in here, breathe out, allow the forehead and chest to feel nice and heavy, resting down towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, releasing down. Breathing in and breathing out. Start to walk those fingers all the way back towards you to the top. From here, keeping your right leg in, extending your left leg out towards the side. Flexing the toes towards you, driving the heel away. Your hip bones are going to stay facing the long edge of your mat, and you're going to rotate your shoulders towards your leg that's extended. Raising those hands overhead, inhale, lengthen, exhale as you dive forward. Taking hold of the same body part with both hands, so either your thigh, your shin, your ankles, or the sole of your foot. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, exhale, elbows wide, nose to knees, pulling yourself down towards the floor. Trying to keep both seat bones connected to the ground. Inhale, exhale, soften the chest towards the thigh. Breathing in, breathing out, releasing down. Let's go for one more breath here. Inhale and exhale, release and stretch. Taking hands either side of the leg, walking yourself all the way back up to neutral and swapping over. Second side, so swapping those legs, tucking in with the left leg, extending the right leg, pulling the toes towards you. Hip bones stay facing the long edge. Just rotate those shoulders over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reaching. You can either take hold of the thigh, the shin, the ankle, or the sole of the foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbows wide, nose to knees. Pull yourself down, stretching through the left side of the back. Inhale. Exhale, soften into it. Let it go. Two more. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Slowly walk yourself all the way back to the top. Bringing yourself back to neutral. And then we're going to extend both legs out towards the side. If this is uncomfortable, please bring your legs closer together wherever feels best for you. Listen to your body. Don't overdo it. Even though it's deep stretching, don't overdo it. Pulling the toes towards you, I want you to flex your feet, but I don't want you to grip the legs. I don't want too much tension in these quads here. We just want that little activation of the toes towards the knees. Inhale, lengthen those hands overhead. Exhale, reaching forward. Keep the spine long. Walk those fingertips away from you. Once you've got as far as you can get with a long spine, scoop the belly, drop the head, and wiggle those fingertips a little bit more. Resting over here, allow those shoulders to round down. Lengthen through the spine as much as you can and take a couple of breaths. Breathing in and breathing out, melting down. Inhale. Try and keep the knees facing towards the sky. Keep that deep breath going, breathing in. And as you breathe out, slowly walk those hands back towards the top. From here, rock off the seat bones, hold underneath those knees and gently pull those legs back towards you. Give yourself a little hug once you get there and then swing those legs around. We're going to lie long on our mat. This is where you can take hold of your strap, yoga strap, TheraBand, band, or nothing at all. Just place that next to you for the moment. We will use that in just a second. Slowly make your way down onto the floor, tucking the tailbone, rolling down through that spine to lie nice and long on your mat. So just here, allow the back of the head to be heavy. Relax the shoulders down towards the ground. Each vertebrae sinking down, pelvis nice and heavy. Just hug both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here, hugging the knees in. You can start to maybe take the knees in little circles. So we're rounding the thigh in the hip socket. You can take them in opposite directions, the same direction, anything that feels good here. When you're ready, placing your right foot on towards the floor, taking hold of your strap if you have one. If not, just take hold of part of your leg, again, both hands on the same body part. And then if you do have a strap, placing the strap underneath the sole of your foot and stamping into the band. Again, allow the head to be heavy. Don't allow the shoulders to lift too much. We don't want this crunching in the neck. We want a nice long neck with those shoulders pulling towards the floor. You can have that option of extending the right leg long on the mat, pull the toes towards you so we get a nice activation of the right leg, flexing through the foot. Inhale, bending the knee. Exhale, stamping the sky away. You're trying to find as much length through the leg as possible. So it's not about how close it is towards you, it's about the length through the back of the leg. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stamping. You don't have to have too much pressure in this TheraBand, just a nice guide so we keep the leg tracking, knee and ankle in line. Inhale, bending. Exhale, stamping. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Let's go for one more here. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach and lengthen. Now hold the length of the leg. Now we're going to go for a slight pull towards us. Inhale, release the leg away from us. Exhale, gentle pull towards, stretching through. You might find it more at the top of the hamstring there. Inhale, reaching away. Exhale, gentle pull towards, guiding it towards us, not forcing it. Inhale away. Exhale, slightly towards. Let's go for one more. Inhale. Exhale, hold that slight pull towards you. Take both straps in your left hand. You're going to open the leg towards the left hand side. You can place your right hand on your right hip bone so it doesn't lift off the floor. So we get a nice deep inside thigh stretch here. Shoulders grounding down towards the mat. And just take a couple of breaths. Keep the flex of the feet driving the heels away. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. As you breathe out, swapping that leg over, keeping your bum connected to the floor the whole time. We're going to find our IT band. So we're going to find the outside of the thigh. If you wish to increase this stretch, just angle the sole of your foot to your right shoulder. Keeping both butt cheeks on the floor. Inhale here. And exhale. Bend the knee, release that strap and allow that knee to drop all the way up and over to find a spinal rotation. Arms to a T and you can start to switch the gaze the other way. Nice deep rotation through the whole of the spine, including the neck. Inhale, exhale, increase rotation. Breathing in and breathing out, softening into the stretch. And when you're ready, slowly unravel yourself back so you're lying with the spine long on the mat. And we're going to swap those legs over. So this time, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. Remember, you've always got the option to place the left foot on towards the floor. And then when you're ready, strap round sole of foot or holding onto the same body part with your hands. Flexing the foot, pressing the heel away. Start to go for the little bend. And stretch through the leg. Don't hold too much tension in the TheraBand. Be gentle with yourself. Breathe through the deep stretches. Good, let's go for two more here. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck, soften the face as well. And then hold the length of this leg. Inhale, release the leg away from you a little bit. Exhale, pull the leg towards you. Inhale, release away. Exhale, pull towards. Inhale away, keep the length, keep the flex. Two more, inhale away. Exhale towards, last one. Inhale away, pull towards, hold that gentle pull towards you. Take the strap in your right hand and then open the leg wide out to the right hand side, placing your left hand on your left hip for stability. Opening out through the inside thighs. Breathing in and breathe out, draw the leg across you, taking the strap in that left hand, finding the IT band. So again, we're not lifting this hip off, we're placing it down to the floor and then we're crossing over. Dropping the sole of the foot towards the left shoulder. Finding that deep stretch, shoulders grounding towards the floor. Keep breathing. This one's painful. And when you're ready, soft bend in the knee, release the strap, arms to a T. Keep the leg going all the way over. Switch the gaze the other way. Try to ground both shoulders towards the floor, breathing in. As you breathe out, increase rotation. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, increase. And then slowly make your way to lying on your back. Just place the band to the side. You no longer need it. Pressing into the floor with your right foot, crossing the left foot over the right knee and press that left knee away. You can stay here or you can interlace the hands behind the right hamstring. You can stay or you can go for a gentle little rock side to side or a little tuck and tilt of the tailbone. So just pulling towards you. Again, back of neck long, head heavy. Feeling the stretch opening through the left glute. Breathing in. As you breathe out, we're going to swap over. Second side, crossing the right leg over the left and then holding behind the left hamstring. Gentle pull towards you. Option for a little swing side to side. Tuck and tilt with the tailbone. Inhale here. And exhale. Release the legs. Give yourself a hug. Tuck the chin to the chest. Scoop the belly. Massage your spine up to a seated position. This is where we're going to take hold of that block now. So whatever object that you have, maybe just watch the setup so you can adjust the object if you need to. We're going to start by placing it underneath our shoulder blades. If you do have a block, you have 3 levels of your block, so choose wisely. Might go for the mid-level. And it's going to go directly underneath your shoulder blades. So both feet on the floor, fingertips towards toes, tuck the tailbone under, slowly, really slowly, walk yourself back, maybe adjust on the way down, making sure your prop is directly underneath, almost where a bra strap would go. And then slowly, if you need to use your hands behind your head, resting the back of the head down onto the mat. So guys, not the crown of the head, okay, the back of the head. Again, adjust if you need to. Once you've got a nice, comfortable position, option to extend the legs long, option to turn the palms up towards the sky. This is level 2 of the block, just to repeat that. So if you do wish to go the slightly lower level of the block, please do so. And if you wish to just completely take it out and just take a moment to lie long on the mat, you are more than welcome to do so. So we're really opening out through the rib cage here if you're joining me. Palms to face the sky, relax the legs, relax through the jaw. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Try not to really stick the tailbone out. Try and almost get like a little tuck of that tailbone. Melting over the block or your object. And we're just going to demonstrate how you get out of this one. There's no rush. You can stay in it for a little longer, but I'm just talking you through it so you know what's coming. Just extending one arm out to the side. I'm going to be doing my right, and then that left hand's going to come up and over to place on the floor, and you basically roll off of your object almost into a fetal position, and then from there you can just push yourself off of the floor and swing yourself back around. So whenever you're ready to come out of that position, please make your way out. You're then going to place your object directly next to your hips, and again slowly make your way down to lying all the way on that mat, feet pressing into the floor. From here, pressing into the heels, lifting your hips up, sliding your object underneath you. So again, remember there's different levels of that object, and then it's going to go directly underneath your tailbone. So not under the small of your back, underneath your tailbone. You should get it into quite a comfortable position. Well, fairly comfortable position. And once you've settled and it's not in the small of your back, it's underneath your tailbone, option to extend those legs long in front of you. Please place the feet back onto the floor if you wish to. And it's just going to open out through the front of those hips. Again, you can turn the palms to face the sky. Option for this one to reach the hands overhead so you get even more of an opening through the body, however feels most comfortable for you. And just taking a couple of breaths. Feel free to close your eyes, take a couple of deep sighs. This feels really nice, this one. Back of head heavy, back of neck long. Try not to grip anywhere, not too much tension. Melting over your object. Breathing in. As you breathe out, pressing the feet into the floor. Push into the heels. Slowly lift your hips up. Remove your object, place it to the side, and then roll down through the spine, bone by bone, vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing slowly back onto that mat. And we're going to go for 2 full body stretches here. So reach those legs long. Reach the arms long overhead. Pull the fingers and toes away from each other. Create a full body stretch. Imagine you're being stretched out from the fingers and toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, just melt down into the mat. One more here. Pull the fingers and toes away. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt down. And then hug both knees in towards the chest. You can either fall onto a fetal position or you can tuck the chin in and rock yourself up to seated. Once you're there, swing the legs around to a 4-point kneel. From here, tucking your toes under, walk your hands back and press into your heels. So we come into a crouch position. We're going to go for a couple of little rocks to open up through the soles of the feet. So rocking forward, take the weight into the hands. Rock back, pressing into those heels, feeling a nice stretch through the back of those calves. Rocking forward into the hands, opening out through the soles of those feet, and then pressing back. Rocking forward, taking the weight in those arms and pushing back. Let's go for 2 more here. 1 more. Spreading those toes, pushing back, ground those heels, walk those hands back towards you, drop the crown of the head, lift your hips up to find another forward fold here. Option for this one to take hold of the elbows. You can go for a little nod of the head, yes. You can go for a shake of the head, no. You can swing side to side if that feels nice. You can bend and stretch into one knee and then the other. Let the blood rush down. Let that spine decompress. And when you're ready, returning to neutral, release those arms, soft bend the knees, drop the tailbone, slowly restack that spine bone by bone all the way to the top. There is no rush. Really take your time with a little shoulder roll when you get there, and meet me in the center of your mat. Let's take 2 deep breaths to finish. Big inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Deep breath in. Big sigh out. And shake it out. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Well done. I hope you feel nice and good now that you've moved and loosened up. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. I would love to see you back. I'll be back here tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye.